People like to talk about discipline. They spread the slogan around like it was wallpaper that inspired them. Get up early if you can. Try harder. Stay consistent. But most individuals don't want to hear this sad truth. There are big differences between discipline in the military and discipline in civilian life. The opposite is true. Also, if you've lived in both worlds. You already know what I'm about to say. First, I want to ask you something. How long has it been since you last enforced a rule that was non-negotiable? It is not a decision. There is no basis for motivation. You can't do this tonight. Because discipline isn't based on personality in the military. It is a question of life and death. Being disciplined is a choice you make in civilian life. Discipline is very important in the military. One of the first differences that no one wants to admit is that if you're a civilian and don't want to get up early, you don't have to. If you don't want to work out, you shouldn't. If you don't want to push through the pain, you'll find a way to justify your choice. There is no activity at all. No one yells here. No one disagrees with you. Right now, no one is holding you responsible. With the military, you don't get up early because you want to. You get up early because the system doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't matter how you feel. The reasons you give are not important. It doesn't matter how comfortable you are. That's not mean conduct. So, that's the structure. Military discipline is built on the idea of control from the outside. Discipline on the inside can come later. Discipline in the civilian world is the opposite. It depends almost entirely on the motivation that comes from within. And this is why most people fail at it. Because motivation is based on feelings. Also, feelings are unstable. In the military, discipline comes before motivation. People who live in civilian life wait for motivation to come before they do anything. And it doesn't happen very often. Another painful truth is as follows. There is some room for flexibility in civilian punishment. The military has very severe rules. If you make a mistake, you usually get a soft landing in civilian life. There are chances for a second time. There are extensions available. Explanations are offered. Are you really late? On the road, you didn't put on a show. It was an awful day. Have you stopped? Choose things that are good for your mental health. In the military, failure has consequences. The ones that are right away. Are you not working out enough? Someone gets hurt. Why don't you follow the rules? There aren't enough returnees. You don't agree with the standard, do you? The whole unit pays for it. You change because of that pressure, because discipline becomes real when there are real consequences. Military discipline is built on rules, not sentiments. In any scenario, you are able to meet the condition. There is no room for debate on this. Comfort is often the basis for civilian discipline. How hard can I work before I get tired? How long can I go without eating and still be happy with who I am? That's not discipline at all. It's a way of making a deal. Also, talking to yourself about things is dangerous. Most of the time, regular people don't know the following until it's too late. Military discipline does not allow any other options. This is why it works. When you can't quit, complain, or put things off, you learn to adapt. You get stronger. You grow more discerning. You find out that you have skills you didn't know you had before. When you live a civilian life, you have a lot of choices, things that keep getting in the way. There are no limitations to the reasons. The majority of people do take them. Let's talk about what it means to be consistent. Your state of mind determines how consistent you are in civilian life. You skip when you're tired. Someone who is stressed out is lazy. You give up every time you get bored. After that, people wonder why they don't change. Military discipline doesn't inquire, "How am I feeling today?" because comfort does not make you stronger. In fact, the reverse is true. The purpose of civilian discipline is often to get rid of discomfort. Make every part of it better. Make it easier. It should be made more fun. But if you get rid of discomfort, you also get rid of growth. This is why so many people have a hard time when life throws them a curveball. They've never had to learn how to handle pressure. Neither of them had ever had to work when they were tired. They've never had a problem with having to keep going when everything in them wants to stop. The military teaches you how to keep going even when things are hard. Because of this, civilian discipline often breaks down. Now is when things start to seem weird. Military discipline doesn't care about who you are. Every day you have to work hard to keep your job, your function, and your uniform. Self-image is closely related to how well civilians follow the rules. As a person, I am very strict. I'm doing my best. I don't give up most of the time. The military doesn't care what you think you are, what you actually do. It is different that people are being held responsible. But here is the part that most folks get wrong. Just because military discipline is stricter doesn't mean it's better. The fact that it is planned makes it much better. As a result, decision fatigue is gone. So emotional bargaining is no longer an option. This gets rid of ego. You don't dispute whether or not to work out. You are working out. No one can tell you whether or not you will show up. You are here. You must make that choice every day to keep your civilian discipline. Also, most people don't have the mental strength to accomplish something for a long time. It is harder to keep citizens disciplined not because they are weak, but because the environment doesn't help keep discipline. There is no shape. There is no enforcement. There is no rule. I can choose. And the choice looks great, until you realize how often you put comfort ahead of progress. One of the hard truths that no one talks about is, civilians need the military's organization to reach goals that are similar to those of the military. This isn't yelling. There is no punishment. The structure, schedules that don't change, standards that can't be changed. There are clear effects. Also, most individuals don't want to give it up. They want both freedom and discipline, the mix of comfort and results, being able to change as well as being consistent. This isn't how the procedure works. Being disciplined in the military teaches you that discipline isn't only about being strong-willed. The focus here is on systems. Civilian discipline doesn't work since people only rely on their own willpower. Also, willpower is running out. Let's talk about the last difference, which is the most important one. Military discipline is all about the goal. The main goal of civilian discipline is to help people. When you're in the military, you don't have to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. You push yourself because someone else needs you to. This gets rid of the ego, so self-pity is gone. This leaves no room for justifications. Civilian discipline falls apart when all that matters is getting what you want. When no one else is affected, quitting seems like a safe choice. But what if other people need you? The ability to control oneself grows. Now for the tough question. Do you value comfort or structure more? Do you care more about getting results or being flexible? Military discipline works, but it's not because soldiers are special. It's because the system doesn't let weaknesses get in the way. If civilians find out about this, they won't need inspiring videos. They would set standards. Those routines would be followed. They would leave out the choice, and the way their lives would change. Those are the hard truths. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.